Welcome back. I'm Jeremy from Haasl Tools, and I'm your YouTube Snap-on guy. Today I want to talk about something that's just huge in this industry, and you might have heard of this and you might not have. It's called return on investment, ROI. Make sure you check out the socials and click that subscribe button to see more of this content. I'm going to break it down to three different categories. There's many more, but we're going to go through three of them. One is pride and ego. The next would be safety and comfort. And then the following one is going to be money or time. And we'll go through these real quick. The last one, the time and money one, I'll show you a formula so that if you're looking to get some equipment at your shop, but the boss just can't tip over the edge, I'll give you a formula to show them why they should. The thing I hear is, I can't justify buying a toolbox. Makes no sense to me. They're so expensive. It doesn't matter what brand, whether it's Snap-on, Mac, Matco, Cornwell, whatever have you. A professional series toolbox. They are a lot of money. And guys say, I just can't justify doing it. But obviously, they do justify it because I go to 25, 30 shops a day, every day, Monday through Friday. And I have yet to see a technician working out of a 5-gallon bucket as the main tool storage center. Sure, you pile it in there, you walk out, and you might do some work and bring it back, but not as your main tool storage unit. So obviously there is some value in having a tool storage unit. Might not be a professional series, might be a home series or something like that, but there's some value to it. And that's up to you to decide what that monetary value is to you. And one of the things they tell me is, well, the toolbox doesn't make me any money. And you're right. The customer does not come in and say, you know what, I'm going to pay you $5 an hour extra. Your boss doesn't come in and say, I'm going to pay you $5 an hour extra because you have a nice toolbox. Absolutely correct. You do not bring in more money just for having a toolbox. But there are ways that you save money. If you have a good toolbox that's laid out nice and organized, you can notice missing tools right away and go to the last thing you worked on and grab that tool before it disappears. Now you don't have to purchase that. Some of my most organized customers are the ones that purchase the least amount of these oddball sockets here because they have theirs all the time. The guys that are disorganized, I see their toolboxes. They're the ones that come in here. We love them because they come in and they're always buying sockets that are missing almost weekly. Another thing is time. When you have a well-organized tool storage unit, you're able to find that tool, get back to the job without having to search. You know the guys, you've seen it where their wrenches are all piled all over the place, and when they need a 1/2-inch wrench, they got to dig and dig, versus the guys that have them out in nice organizing trays. They can walk up, they know where the 1/2-inch is, they grab it, they go back to work. And if you're on a flat rate, every minute counts. Let me know your thoughts on tool storage, how you justify it, whether you're working out of a cart or you're working out of a Mr. Big. Either way, I'd just like to hear your comments on that. Next, we're going to get into safety and comfort. And then right after that, I'm going to show you a formula on how to maybe persuade your boss into getting that new equipment that you really need. So let's talk about safety comfort. So return on investment on, let's say, safety glasses. Dirt cheap, right? You can pick them up $5, $10, something like that. Maybe you want to spend a few more dollars. Way cheaper than getting something in your eye, having to go to the hospital, be out of work, right? There's your return on investment. It's okay. It justifies me purchasing safety equipment so that I don't get hurt, or the chance of getting hurt is greatly reduced. But as far as comfort goes, you know, a hammer's a hammer, right? So here's a 40-ounce hammer. Now, if your job is doing brakes, rear brakes all day long, and you're pounding on them rotors all day long, your arm gets sore, you get tired. It's nicer to have maybe a dead blow hammer. And then you justify, well, it's a little bit more for the dead blow than this, but at least at the end of the day, I'm going to be able to feel good and go home and not be so beat up. And that's your return on investment. Return on investment isn't always about cash coming in. It's about a number of different things and justifying, you know, how you can purchase this, why you can purchase this, or maybe why you shouldn't purchase it. There's a lot of people that might start out with maybe not the 40-ounce hammer, but they start out with a 16 or 24-ounce hammer. It's a little less money. They're willing to try it out. And they come back a couple weeks later and they're like, man, I really like that. I want to get the bigger ones and invest in that because they do feel a lot better. What are some of the safety or comfort things that you've purchased that have really helped you out with your job? I'd like to hear about that as well. And now let's get into that formula I was talking about, the return on investment. This is the one that the business owners like, the shop managers like. They want to see numbers, they want to see cash coming in. Let's just talk about an alignment machine, for instance. Alignment machines are a ton of money, right? $20,000, $40,000, all over the board, depends. There's a bunch of different brands out there. How do you justify, don't have an alignment machine? I wish we had one. We send all of ours out. And I put some math together. I just use fictitious numbers. The shop rates in my area range anywhere from $65 up to just over $140 an hour. Depends on which shop you're at. And I cover a large area. So some of these are rural mom and pop shops. Other ones are, fleet shops and, large truck dealerships, things of that nature. So that's why there's such a, variety of hourly rates. But let's just look at an alignment machine. You could use this for an AC machine, for diagnostics, for any, a tire machine. You can use the same exact formula. So you got to figure out what your hourly rate is at your shop that they charge the customer. And like I said, ours are 65 to 140-ish. Let me know what your rates are where you live at. Just if you put it down there, just give me what state you're in, just so I can see the different rates that people are charging. So figure out the rate that your shop is charging. Okay. So if you figure that you send your alignments out and you have to have 4 alignments done in a week's time. So people come in, they get some tie rods replaced and ball joints and things like that. And you ship out 4 alignments a week. And I think that might be a little bit low, but that's okay. We'll use these low numbers. And let's say the shop that you take it to is only 15 minutes down the road. Or maybe it's only 6 or 8 minutes down the road, but it's definitely 15 minutes by the time you find a partner. You drive the vehicle there, they follow you, you go in, talk to that shop, tell them, hey, we're dropping off this car for an alignment. They give you all the ins and outs. You get back in the car, drive back to your shop. You got a half an hour round trip in, right? Times 2 people. So that's 1 hour of labor that your shop is lost already. Let's say that shop charges you $40 to do an alignment on that vehicle. You turn around, go back, pick it up, come back. Now you got an additional hour, 15 minutes one way, 15 minutes the other way, times 2 people. You have 2 hours of labor that your boss is out. They're going to mark up the alignment. You paid $40 for it. They're charging the customer $69. They only made $29 on that alignment. Your numbers might be different. Maybe the shop charged you $70 and you guys charge the customer $99. Those are the numbers you have to figure out, right? So you do that 4 times, right? That money that you're paying the other shop, that $40, you're missing out on, plus all the labor time as well. But let's just look at that $40 you're paying the other shop to do them alignments. 4 times a week is $160 a week. It doesn't sound like a whole lot, does it? But then you do that for a whole year. You're looking at about $8,300 that you're paying the other shop to do your alignments for you. You're making $29 on it, but you're losing 2 hours of time. Times 5 years is over $41,000. So you could have that alignment machine paid off in 5 years if it was a $40,000 alignment machine, as well as gain an extra hour back because you got 1 hour into it instead of 2 hours into it. There's your return on investment, cash-wise, time-wise. Want to do the same thing with diagnostics? So let's break these numbers down to some really, really ridiculous numbers. Let's say you're in the diagnostic market and you're telling your boss, we really need a scan tool. And he says, I can't afford paying $10,000 for a scan tool, or $5,000 or $2,000, whatever the number is. Let's use ridiculously low numbers. Let's say there's 3 people a week in a week that you can charge a diagnostic fee to, and your labor rate's $60. It's on the low end. You charge a half an hour, so it's $30 you're charging 3 times a week. It's only $90 a week. Yeah, I can see why your boss can't justify buying a scanner, but multiply that out times 52 weeks. Now you're looking at $4,600 of income from that scan tool at $30 per customer 3 times a week. 2 years, you're almost at 10 grand. I don't know of a scan tool out there that you can't get into that you won't be able to pay off within 1, 2, or 3 years. Depending on the model that you're looking at, sounds to me like a scan tool is an easy tool to pay off. I hope this helps you and makes sense. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. I really enjoy playing with the numbers and talking about this with shop owners and explaining to them how they can make a little more money. Before we go, I got a quick story for you. ROI, that one shop jumped on right away, and they're making bank right now. And that's the new AC 1234 machine. Okay, so in this town, there's probably 15 shops, 16 shops in the real general area. And they were the first ones to get one of these AC machines. And they didn't see a whole lot of the 1234 coming in, and you might not either. Maybe you haven't dealt with it at all, right? But they had the smarts to know that if they got that machine in their shop, the other shops weren't going to purchase it. And all that work from all them other shops were coming into their shop. Now, AC is great because a lot of times you're pulling a vacuum or you're filling it up, and you're not actually even touching the thing. You're not working on it. You set it, you walk away, you do something else, you come back and check on it. But they're still billing out for 1.2, 1.5 hours that the technician realistically has about 20 minutes into. And they're getting all the AC work from all the different shops. So although they might not see it too often through their shop individually, they're bringing it in collectively from all the other shops out there. Sometimes you got to think out of the box like that so you can bring that extra revenue into your shop. I appreciate you guys spending some time with me tonight, and I will see you guys next time.